Good evening, everyone! Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I'm your host, your YouTube Messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated, as well as Link here in WWE Champion Tim Vicious, and we are talking about Raw this week was in Albany, New York, and, well, I'll get to the show in a minute. Like I said before, right at the top of the show, you know, want to try and start working on talking about current events, big things that happened over the course from the time of last week's episode to now. And few things that have gone on recently is one, the whole thing about John Cena and Nikki Bella breaking up thing. Now, you know, apparently there's rumors, and, well, like always, take rumors with a grain of salt, but rumors saying that it's a work now, you know, and honestly, because I'm starting to think that more than anything, because, one, the way they're playing it up with all the whole fucking Total Bellas TV show bullshit about on how it's leading up to that breakup. Two, on how Cena is now, like, went out of his way trying to get his creep John going on like a fucking Today Show saying, I'm willing to marry you, I'm willing to have kids. Dude, what the fuck? If you're saying you're willing to have someone's kid just to get back with someone, that doesn't mean you love them. That means that you're emotionally manipulating someone to have a fucking kid to stay with them. The fuck? I mean, I had to deal with that kind of shit personally, so I know firsthand on how fucking messed up that is. That, and apparently also rumors and such going around that, you know, he went out of his way to go and chase her down in LA and all that kind of horse shit. But whatever, I can give two shits on that. You know, also, big thing that has been going on, SmackDown, rumors are going on that Fox Sports has placed a bid for SmackDown to take SmackDown Live at some point in October to the tune of $1 billion with a B. So, and, you know, people, you know, there's speculation and all that going around left and right, like, oh yeah, it's for this, oh it's for that, oh they're gonna make the show 3 hours, oh they're gonna do this, they're gonna have these guys and that guy and all this and this. Folks, here's the thing. Try when you see these okay, best way to put it, I'm sorry, I'm fumbling over myself because I'm trying to think of the right way to say it. ESPN was reporting this. Now I want y'all to think about that for a second. ESPN, which, while yes they do have some kind of handshake deal, I believe, with Vince and the company, you know, for the longest time they wanted to act like wrestling wasn't they treated pro wrestling like it was Saturday morning cartoons, like it was an afterthought, you know? I mean, they wouldn't even consider talking about pro wrestling on the Ocho. You know, it would be like that. But now, all of a sudden, you know, you have athletes from like baseball, football, NBA, MMA, all interested in wrestling, like, yeah, watch WWE, yeah, this stuff is cool. Now all of a sudden you're gonna act like it's like, you know, like, oh yeah, well, we're reporting news on. No, you're not, you little fuck knuckles. All you're doing is just trying to get in on the shit. Wrestling's on, you know, pro wrestling. Now, obviously, it's not gonna have a big boom like it did in the whole Monday Night War era in the 90s going into 2000s, but pro wrestling in and of itself is on the verge of another boom. That's what it is, plain and simple. You know, with the way streaming networks are now, you know, heading the charge with being able to view content, social media, with the way wrestlers are able to interact and talk with fans, And, you know, just there's a million different ways going on now. And honestly, truly do feel that wrestling's going to be on the verge of another big boom real soon. There's no doubt on that. And if you don't believe me, one way on how you could tell, and people can shit on this all they want, but you look at WWE stocks. Over the course from last week to this week, their stocks have been just going up. At the end of the business day, today, at the time of this recording, and keep in mind, folks, yes, I'll admit, this is a pre-tape show. Shocker, I know. You know, we don't do that live shit. But anyways, at the time of this recording, their stock was sitting at damn near 60 bucks a share, compared to last week when they just broke over 51. So yeah, oh, you could say, oh, not having Roman as the top babyface is killing the company. They're too broke to have pyro. Really? You want to look at those options and tell me again? They cut pyro because it wasn't a necessity. You don't really need it. You don't really need it unless it's for like the big shows. You know? All that is just ooh ah glitz glamour stuff, you know. Ooh, look, something shiny. That's all it is. Roman, he was going to obviously get the big push no matter what. You know, those people are the kind of people that are going to go and nitpick and find every little flaw with every little thing possible. And those are the kind that go and suck on Dave Meltzer's left nut all the time because they swear he is the voice of God when it comes to wrestling. That said, let's finally get on to the show. Raw, Albany, New York starts out with Kurt Angle coming out and, you know, talks about on how, you know, starts to work on hyping up, starts hyping up Money in the Bank, and then, lo and behold, out comes the MILF in charge, Miss Stephanie McMahon. Oh, okay, I'll be on. Mrs. Guy can dream, right? Anyways, the MILF in charge, Stephanie, comes on out. Talks about on how Kurt's been handling things since WrestleMania. And then also goes on about on how, you know, there's a contract signing for, the official contract signing for Nia and Ronda later on in the show. Try and talk about that if I'm able to. I'll put a pin on that. Not going to guarantee I'm going to talk about that later. I may brain fart and forget. If I do, I'm sorry, but I'll try and get back to that. But talks about that and then starts talking about on how some of the other matches and with some of the other guys. And then out comes Roman. Surprising, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but kind of felt like a little bit of a mix, you know? Had that kind of mix of cheer and jeer with it. And it was just, You know, I mean, obviously, yeah, now it's going to be like with John Cena. The now cool thing to do is to boo the big popular guy, you know? But Roman comes out, starts getting in Stephanie's shit, starts getting in Stephanie's face, talking about on how, you know, he deserves to be the Universal Champ, all this, that, and the other. And, well, Roman, respect your brother. If you do want a title shot, you're more than welcome to come for the Lake Erie Championship, provided you're willing to come here to Erie. The offer's always open. But, moving forward, starts talking about that, and then Steph says she doesn't play favorites, and then out comes Kevin Owens, who then comes out to say she's right. You know, you want to talk about on how she doesn't play favorites. You look back to what I did to her dad, to her brother, her own flesh and blood, and yet she still gave me. a second chance. And then he put his arm over, like, and she just looked like, don't you ever do that again. I was just expecting her to go and just like summon, like, just start getting like Vince, like, don't you touch me, peasant. God damn, pal. Who the fuck do you think you are? You know, something like that. But yeah. Which case, long story short, which leads to an impromptu match of Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, because Steph says, since you guys are both here and you're both geared up, why don't we have a match right now? And it leads to that. And match started up during the commercial, and match went a little slow. The pace for this match was a little slow for my taste, you know. I mean, Roman was leading the match for the most part, but like I said, it was just the opening pace for this match. It was just slow. Just way too slow for my personal taste, you know. The match wound up coming to an end via disqualification when Roman, after he hit a spear on Kevin Owens outside, he's, you know, flipped his hair back up, and then right out of nowhere, boom! Jinder Mahal hits him from behind. Ref throws out the match. Next thing you know, Kevin Owens and Jinder Mahal start beating Roman up. Oh, what could he do? He's being outnumbered. Oh, the numbers game is taking advantage of him. And then out comes the CrossFit Jeebus, Seth frickin' Rollins. He comes down, bolts down like a bat out of hell, starts beating the shit out of everyone, and then it leads to our next match, which is an impromptu tag match. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal and Kevin Owens. And right at the start, Seth moving around like he was a friggin' man on fire or possessed, man. And, you know, Seth, always been good in the ring. Absolutely always has been. No doubt on that. But, man, what? Man, god damn, ever since he won the fucking title ever since he won the IC title at WrestleMania, it's like he went from being on 10, and the dial on him just went all the way up to fucking 90. And not saying that's a bad thing. He's moving at like fucking breakneck speeds, busting his ass, pulling out matches, you know, doing really great matches, you know. It's just, wow. Like, impressive, wow. You know. And just absolutely love it. Now, Roman, he was the team punching bag in this match, which, honestly, it makes sense when you think about it, because, you know, and I'm not saying that in a way to go and please the anti-Roman Smarky McSmarkerton, so, you know, go do something over in the corner, kids. I'm not pleasing you. I'm making sense here. Because he just got his ass kicked in a match earlier. He just got done working his ass off in a match earlier, and then got the shit kicked out of him by two guys right before this tag match came to be. So, you're telling me, so, by that sense, you know, the fresher of the two, Seth, wouldn't make sense being the punching bag. Being like the team punching bag, the one that's taking all the shots. I'm just calling it like it is, folks. You know? But yeah. So yeah, Seth, when he does wind up getting the hot tag in, you know, he's working good, and he's working good and hard. You know, match comes to an end. He winds up hitting the curb stomp on Kevin Owens, though. Eventually gets the 1, 2, 3. That is it. Later on in the night, though, they do announce next week on Raw, Seth Rollins, Jinder Mahal, Intercontinental title match. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, more than likely Seth is going to win, but I could see them just saying, well, what if Jinder won? And it going that way. Also, they did announce officially now Jinder Mahal, Roman Reigns, Money in the Bank. That was an obvious match. It was just a matter of waiting to hear when that was going to get called. So, that being said, next up, women's action. Ember Moon, Alexa Bliss, and you know, with this, Bliss, she was pretty much leading the match, you know, and it was a decent match, you know, it was fairly nice. I mean, it was kind of obvious on how the match was going to go. Mickie James wound up coming in, took one shoe off, looked like she was going to get ready to go and belt Amber. Next thing you know, ref saw was like, whoa, 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 you ain't getting in here, no, you're out of here. Next thing you know, Ember Moon, wham, winds up connecting with Mickie, knocks her ass over tin cups out of the ring. And then, you know, that her and Alexa, they had a nice little bit going on in there. Match came to an end. Ember Moon hit the clips. And 1, 2, 3, that was it. So, yeah, honestly, as far as with the women's Money in the Bank match, I'm not entirely sure if Amber's going to win, but you definitely, calling it now, definitely getting an eclipse off of the ladder. In which case, man, I hope they got a nice pack or something ready, because when she takes that drop, oh, that's gonna hurt off that ladder on her. That's gonna hurt her hips and lower back off that. But yeah, next up it was really No Way Jose versus Baron Corbin. Honestly, I can't even. Corbin led the match the entire time, for the most part, and got the win with the end of days. I would say this qualified as the piss break, but sadly, no. That would come what's after. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, now known as the B-Team, with their own music and Tron video. No merch yet, though. They just got a white shirt with Sharpie to B on it, which case, not going to be surprised if we see that as the shirt as an official merch next week against Breezeango. And yeah, this was the piss break. B-Team got the wins, and yeah, now they're 2-0 with an undefeated streak. Yeah, nice. Just wait. Yeah. Next up, we get before we get into the next match, I want to talk about it because gave some time. Go back to it. The Nia Jax Ronda Rousey contract signing. Stephanie comes out to officiate it. Nia's on this side. Ronda's on this side. Steph's in the middle. She's hyping it up. She's talking about on how badass and on how much of a fighter Ronda is and all this, that, and the other. And then when it's Nia's turn, she's talking about on how, you know, on how Nia is different from the mold. She's not like 5'6" and 120 and built like a model and all that shit. And, you know, and she's a bulldozer. She can just plow through Ronda. Basically, she was like a little puppet master pulling strings on both sides. You know? And not necessarily impressed with the contract signing. Happy at the fact that, you know, nobody went through a table. Because, yes, this was one of those rare contract signings where no one went through a table. I know, shocking, right? But, just, eh. That was it. Just, ugh. But yeah. At the end, it ended with them two staring off at each other and Ronda saying, at Money in the Bank, I'm taking your title and your arm. And, well, Ronda, you know, I give her credit. She is legitimately a badass and a woman I would not want to get into a fight with. However, when she goes to try and do that intimidating stare, like that 1,000-yard death stare, I don't know, I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Like that look that she gives, that, you know, I mean, my baby niece gives a more intimidating look when she's mad. She'll look at me and do, Uncle Timmy, and that when she gives that death stare, you're like, oh shit. Okay, honey, I'm sorry. Damn. You don't need to get pissed off at me. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, now, that said, let's get back to the matches. Next matchup, Chad Gable versus Dolph Ziggler. This match came to be because while Chad Gable was talking to Kurt, saying on how, you know, next time he gets an opportunity, he's not going to let it go to waste, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre appeared, pan camera to the side, and oh, hey, guys, no, fancy seeing you here in this same exact area that me and this person are talking right in front of a camera at. You know, led some back and forth between them, and then Kurt said, I'm going to give you two a match tonight. So, that being said, Chad Gable, Dolph Ziggler. Very nice action, because this was very much so a grounded wrestling match, you know. You had Chad Gable, who was an Olympic level athlete, you know, wrestled for the U.S. team. Dolph Ziggler, who's Kent State alumni, Kent State Hall of Fame, most wins during his season, I believe, in amateur wrestling. But yeah, both guys very well skilled in ground-based wrestling. Nice action. I really dug this match. Really dug this. Nice back and forth action. You know, match came to be though with Ziggler hitting a headbutt on Gable and then a super kick, and I've said this before. You know, with everything we know now about brain injuries and brain trauma and all that, honestly, I feel like headbutts should be on the short list for banned moves in wrestling, you know, or at least on the WWE TV, just because, you know, everything that we know about with brain injuries and brain damage, you know, given Benoit and the newest, still, and I say newest even though this happened some time ago, freshest example, New Japan Pro Wrestling upstart Shibata, who wound up headbutting someone so hard, he literally headbutted somebody so hard he gave himself a subdural hematoma. Now I'll go ahead, pause that for a few minutes, look that up, and then when you come back, come here. Okay, glad you're back. See what I mean? Yeah. So, honestly, well, yeah, if you do it right, you can protect yourself with a headbutt. You know, like if you're holding them and you go and you're hitting your hand and just making it look like you're hitting them like that. But other than that, though, honestly, I really don't feel like that it should be used, you know. But, yeah, after the match, you know, Ziggler, headbutt, super kick, that got the win. After that, Drew came in, hit Chad Gable with a Claymore, in which case now just eventually waiting to hear Jason Jordan's music to get the American Alpha reunion, which, no. Because honestly, American Alpha worked better when they were when they were heels, god damn it. You know, because they were just so brass and cocky and full of themselves. That's what made them good, and that's what won them over, you know. But just no. So yeah, next up we got a fatal four-way for women's action for Money in the Bank qualifying match. Dana Brooke, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and Natayla. Nice bit of back and forth all around. All the girls had a good time to shine in the ring. part that was really nice to see was right out of nowhere, Liv and Sarah were the only two left in the ring at one point, and then they were just kind of looked at each other. Looked like they were getting ready to go at it and be like, sure, why not? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, now. And then they went back to beating the double team in both. And long story short, Natayla won. She put in the sharpshooter on Sarah Logan. Sarah tapped out. And yeah, that's that. Now, if Natayla does win the Money in the Bank match, I could see her doing a cash-in on Ronda in turn, and then that leading into something, but other than that, really, I don't know. But yeah, next up we get Elias versus Bobby Roode once again, and you know, Elias attacked Bobby Roode before the start of the match, right after the bell rang. Bobby Roode threw his robe at Elias and then proceeded to start going at him. You know, it was like a hockey fight, like old hockey fight tactics, man. You know, like on how you throw down sticks, glove, and then flip the shirt over. Yep, basically he didn't have a shirt to flip over on Elias, so he was just like, you know what? Boom, throw that, cover up his face, and then wham, start working him. Now, Elias wound up getting control of the match after the break. You know, decent action, you know, nothing to write home about, but at one point you could see it looked like Bobby tweaked his knee a little because after he hit the one move, he just kind of stumbled like, and you just see his hand go over his knee for a minute and just like, okay, I'm good. And then proceeded to start to go back. After that momentary pause gave Elias a chance to go get up, take down Roode, hit him with the drift away, 1, 2, 3, that was it. And then we see Elias walk up the ramp victorious. Yeah, I just beat him. Yeah, and then we hear Braun, and he just plows through Elias. Oh, that was so beautiful. Ah, what a beautiful sight. I could watch that all day. And no, we don't have instant. Do we have instant replay yet? No? God damn it. Gotta talk to Ollie about that, see if we can up the budget to get that. We'll do that next production meeting. Anyways, next up, next match and main event of the night, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor. This match came to be. Steph wound up hijacking Kurt Angle's office. Finn and Braun came in there asking if they could get another tag match against Dolph and Drew. And Steph said, well, no, you guys aren't a tag team. You know, you guys are going to be going against each other soon at Money in the Bank, so why don't we have Braun go against you, Finn? And Braun's holding the apples like, and at that moment you could just see Finn's face like, oh fuck. Or my best Finn Balor voice. Oh fuck. I'm gonna die. He had that look on his face. And for the most part, Braun Strowman was freaking plowing through him like a hot knife through snow. Finn, he got his shots in, he mounted half-decent comeback, but honestly, you look at this on paper, yeah, there would be no way, legitimately, that you could see Finn coming out of this thing victorious. And, you know, and yes, people can say I stole this because I am blatantly admitting I am stealing this example. Daniel Bryan said this before. If you put someone like Zack Sabre Jr. against Brock Lesnar, Brock would, you know, as great as Zack is, Brock would fucking plow through him. You know? Same example right here. In fact, how much you want to bet that's where they got the idea from? Wouldn't be surprised. But, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah. Yeah, decent match. Decent match all in all. You know, thought it told a good story of, okay, these two guys are going to be going against each other at Money in the Bank soon. And not only that, now this is a chance for, and the commentators put it over saying that, you know, everyone that's in the Money in the Bank match can see what they're expecting going against this guy and this guy, even if these two have never faced each other. Honestly, the one showdown I'm looking forward to seeing at the Money in the Bank match, fucking Braun Strowman and Rusev, because you got two big guys that are super agile going against each other. Fucking yes! Back to this match though. Match came to an end. Braun wound up hitting a running power slam on Finn. 1, 2, 3. That was it. After that, he picked Finn up, gave him a show of respect, you know, adhered to the code of honor, and then exit stage right. So, yeah. That is it for this week's show, folks. So, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure y'all look for me on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. Do also have another account, Tim_Vicious. I'm also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on there, let me know you found me from here or on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. So I don't think you got your creep John going like Cena did. Also, folks, do not forget to follow all of these cool-ass cats right here on the Twitter at Sunil. Make sure y'all check out Axel's newest project, Wrestling Review, where they talk about British and European wrestling. Kenny Killer, my two good brothers, I am Danny Sunday, and Oliver Ben, who Ollie is also the executive producer for this show, folks. And he did also provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out. It's on iTunes, Spotify, and such. Details are down below. Also, don't be afraid to hit Ollie up for one of these Ollie Rewind shirts. Show the man some love and support. Cranky Grandpa, Aaron_DeBoer, and Dazzy MWP. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.